Hello, welcome to the Road to Episode 8, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars Episode 8 in May 2017. And in this video, I'll finally get to talking about Episode 8 for once. Yes, what to expect. What we know so far about Episode 8. We don't know the title of the film, we don't know the plot of the film, we can only guess. But we have a better understanding now of where the film will probably go. It's coming out in May 2017 on the 40th anniversary of Star Wars itself. And we've got Benicio del Toro playing a role in the film, which a lot of people are wondering, is he going to be playing like a Sith, or obviously, well, it doesn't seem like Sith is really part of the equation now in post-Return of the Jedi Star Wars, but is he going to be a Dark Jedi, or is he going to be a bounty hunter? That has been a kind of a thing that people are thinking about, you know, just like Empire Strikes Back, we're introduced to bounty hunters, we're going to be getting one in Episode 8 maybe, and that's who Benicio del Toro is playing. I mean, it seems likely, given the roles that he usually plays, that he'll be playing some kind of a villain. He's been asked recently, are you playing a villain in the film? And he's like, well, I'm not supposed to say anything about that, although everyone seems to be saying that I'm going to be a villain, so I'm not going to say anything against it. You know, it is what it is. He also said that he was excited to play a part in the film, and especially now, given that the film is out. And he said it's not so much the success of the film, but the quality of it, of Episode 7, The Force Awakens, that makes him nervous, because he really loved the film. And he literally said it's nerve-wracking, but he's looking forward to being in the film, and he'll start filming in the spring. Now, we know that the Episode 8 will be filming this month in January of 2016. Almost forgot what year it was then. And yeah, so if he's not starting till spring, it seems likely that he's not playing a huge role in the film. And again, I was worried before that Kylo Ren was going to be a one and done and that he'd be the next big villain, so I'm so glad that, again, I still remember that feeling watching The Force Awakens with the ground separate and going, oh my god, thank god for that, he's going to live. I was so happy that this absolute bastard, you know, wasn't killed, just because I knew it was going to be great to see this absolute bastard continue on for another 2 movies. So we know that Rian Johnson has written a script for the film, he's directing the film. We know that they started doing kind of a second unit, or, you know, just kind of preemptive photography in September. They went back to Skellig Michael in Ireland, where they filmed the scene at the end of Episode 7 with Luke and Rey. I believe that, the planet on that they're on apparently is called Acq-2. ACH-TOO, I think, Acq-2. So I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It came out officially that is what the planet is called. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that is it. And supposedly, I guess, going based on the story from The Force Awakens, is this where the first Jedi Temple was? Did Luke find it? We don't know. But yeah, so many questions to be answered in Episode 8. Rian Johnson, again, is writing the script and is directing the film. He's written the script. And I'm very interested to see where the first person to write and direct a Star Wars film who isn't George Lucas is gonna make this. I mean, George wrote and directed Episode 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 and 6 we had like Lawrence Kasdan writing and someone else directing, and then Episode 7 we had Michael Arndt writing the script, and then J.J. Abrams taking over along with Lawrence Kasdan. So there's a lot of writers in the pot on that one, but this one is written and directed by Rian Johnson. And people have said that he's doing something different with it, and J.J. Abrams has said that he's now jealous that he's not making the film after reading the script, and Daisy Ridley has said that the script is very good, and John Boyega said the script is great and it's much darker, and he's also said that he's going to have a much more physical role in the film. So it'll be interesting to see how he overcomes the injury that he sustained at the end of The Force Awakens, where Kylo slashed his spine up with the lightsaber. Is he going to have some kind of brace on him to you know, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be some kind of RoboCop shit where, you know, he's got like a metal spine or something and he becomes like a really badass, you know, warrior, you know. And I feel like, again, with Episode 8 we're going to see Rey and Luke doing their thing. We're going to see Finn, Poe, BB-8, Chewie off on an adventure with probably Captain Phasma chasing them. Maybe Benicio del Toro gets involved in this situation. I don't know, but it's just very tough to imagine what are they going to have Rey start with Luke? Are we going to pick up at the very end of Episode 7? I mean, are we going to see them on that rock? Have they already filmed the beginning scene of Episode 8? You know, did they film that back when J.J. Abrams was there, or did they wait until they got Rian Johnson to come along to film that shot specifically? I don't know. It would make more sense to me if you're going to have the beginning of Episode 8 start where 7 ended, you just film that on the day and just get out of the way. But maybe not. I mean, maybe they were solely focusing on that shot of Luke and you know there's so much to be said there in their faces and stuff. So it's a very important moment. It's the end of the movie, so perhaps they only focused on that, and then they came back in last September to film the continuation of that scene. I'm not sure, because it feels to me like it would be weird to start episode 8 and then just kind of jump into, like, you know, Luke and Rey sitting around eating some food and stuff. I mean, what happened? What did he say? What did she say? We want to know. It's something that's never been done before. So again, it might be, you know, again, people saying that Rian Johnson's doing something different with this film, and it would be the first time we see a literal continuation from the end of a film to the beginning of another one in the Star Wars universe. And I think they should do that. I really do, because I want to know what happens. I don't want to be deprived of that scene, even though it doesn't feel like what Star Wars usually is. I think they need to keep breaking molds in places, and certain, you know, not, you know, to the extreme, but to little things like that, I think. So yeah. So what you have then? You have Rey and Luke talking, and then he's going to train her, and then he trains her for the whole movie, and then we never see Rey interact with Finn again. I mean, it feels like they have to kind of get back together again in some kind of sense. Perhaps, you know, I'm thinking they're going to have this chat, you know, and maybe he's going to talk about training her. Maybe she doesn't want to be trained. I don't know. And maybe she goes off and she denies her fate once again, and then she gets off on an adventure with them, and then she somehow goes back to Luke. I don't know. But it feels to me like it would be a bit of a weird film if she was with Luke the whole time, even though that is what I want. I just want Luke for the whole movie. I want Luke to have as big of a role in episode 8 as Han Solo did in episode 7. That would be the perfect, I mean, it would just be like being a kid in a candy store and getting to take every single piece I wanted if I get Luke in episode 8 as much as Han was in episode 7. Episode 9, I don't care. I just want one film where Luke Skywalker is back, in whatever capacity, whether he's going to fight Kylo or fight Snoke, or whether he's just going to sit there and talk like Yoda. I don't care. I just want to see lots of him, and I want to hear the backstory. I want to hear what happened, and I want to hear that he's her father, so that everyone can shut up about it, because he definitely is, in my opinion. Well, not that he's 95% definitely her father. You know, and again, Colin Trevorrow has been talking about that very thing, and how he wants to give the fans a deeply satisfying, what's the word? Not conclusion, deeply satisfying reveal, or yeah, I suppose reveal of who her parents are, which a lot of people were thinking, oh shit, are we not going to find out until episode 9 who her parents are? I think they could go down that road, but I feel like to leave it till the end of episode 8 and have a kind of Rey, I am your father, would be a little bit too on the nose. I feel like it'd be nice to kind of just throw it in there, just in the middle of episode 8, just it comes out, you know, much like in episode 7, you know, your father Han Solo. Holy shit, they just revealed that, you know. And again, I'm going to do a whole video, probably like my 20 reasons why Rey is Luke Skywalker's daughter. I can live without it, because I'm pretty sure and solid in my belief that she is. But either way, there's lots that's going to happen in the film. We don't know what's going to go down. Snoke, I'm sure, is going to play a big part. Maybe he won't. I don't know. And Kylo Ren, what's going to happen with Ben Solo? Are we going to see him without the mask at all in the film? I would love it if we didn't. I would love it if we didn't get to see a scarred face until episode 9. You know, Rey slashed his face with a lightsaber, and he's put the helmet back on, and he's got a new helmet. Maybe it's more like Darth Vader's. Maybe it is Darth Vader's. No, that'd be too much. People have said that maybe he would emerge in Darth Vader's suit. That'd be far too much for me. But maybe a little bit more inspired by it, even though his helmet is already kind of inspired by it. But I love the helmet he's got in The Force Awakens, so I would still like to see that come back. But either way, are we going to see him masked, and then, you know, we won't see him without the mask for the whole movie? I think that'd be really cool. I think that really would. Or at least, you know, maybe he duels someone at the end and it comes off at the very end. But I don't want to see, why not? It doesn't matter. I mean, you could have the whole film without him wearing a mask. It would still be great, because I thought Adam Driver was fantastic. But I just think it's a cool idea. I like movies like that, where you have a character who doesn't take the mask off, and like Dredd, you know, that was so fucking awesome at the end of Dredd, the new one with Carl Urban, where he never took the helmet off. It was awesome. I don't know why, there's just something fun about that. I would like to see episode 8 without him taking the mask off, but I'd be fine if he did. Either way, I'd be fine if he didn't have one. But yeah, there's so much to think about when it comes to episode 8, so this is just my quick video. My quick video is about 10 minutes long, but you know, it's a video just talking about what we know and what I'm thinking about what might happen in the film. That's kind of vaguely what I'm thinking. So I was going to do an episode 8 predictions. I guess this is it. You know, I've just basically talked about what I think is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with the First Order, the state of it now that the whole base has been blown up. Is there more? Is there more than we knew? You know, what's going to happen with the Resistance and the Republic and stuff? And are we going to get more about that side of it, the politics side of both the Republic and the Resistance? And like, well, the Republic was wiped out. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're down to just now the last vestiges of the Resistance and the First Order just duking it out. You know, maybe it's not going to be on a huge scale like the Starkiller base. It's going to be more intimate and more just like on the ground kind of stuff. I don't know. And they're going to go down the course of Empire Strikes Back and have the big fight happen at the beginning and have a more personal climax at the end. I don't know. There's so many things that they could do. Obviously, if they follow a model that's more like Empire Strikes Back, they're going to come into heavy criticism. I wouldn't care, but I'm wondering if they're thinking about that now or whether they've already thought about it. It's interesting. J.J. Abrams has already mentioned the criticisms that people had towards The Force Awakens, and he said that it needed to, in some way, start off this way when the series came back. And I agree with him, I really do. And I still don't see any problem at all with how it is similar to the other films. I really don't. And again, I've talked about that, so I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, also I think that Luke might die in Episode 8. Perhaps that could be the moment to do it. It would be different from the Vader Luke moment where, you know, say Luke tries to take on Kylo or tries to bring him back. Han's been killed. You know, he almost, you know, he's trying to kill his daughter now. So maybe Luke, he tries to stop Kylo. Kylo forces his hand. We have a Kylo versus Luke epic duel, and Kylo kills him. And that, to me, would be like, you're going all in then. You're putting all your chips on the other side of the... All in, right? Kylo Ren, the biggest heel in the history of cinema, killing both Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. Hell, bring Leia in, just slice her head off at the same time. Just wipe out the whole original cast. Yeah, kill Chewie as well. No, don't kill Chewie. No, that's too far. Right, no, but I mean, you know, I think he could kill Luke, and I think that would be like the ultimate, like, holy shit, you know. There is no redemption for this guy, or I don't know, I mean... It's interesting. There's so many ways it could go. Same as Episode 7. I'm really happy with how it did go. And I have every faith in Rian Johnson that Episode 8 is going to be satisfying. But yeah, you could have Luke dying. You could have Rey kind of holding him in her arms. And you could even have like a kind of a little... It might be too on the nose, but you could have him say, you know, Rey, you know... He could say, Rey, and she could just say, I know. And that's it, you know, he doesn't say, I'm your father. That'd be great, that'd be fucking great. I just wrote it right there. Rian Johnson, change the end of your film. That would be great, that would be great. You got the I know in there, you know, but at the same time, you know, he doesn't say it. And that's something that Episode 7 was great in, was the moments that weren't said. You know, when Han Solo dies, he could have very easily said to Kylo, I still love you, I love you. He says nothing. It's all said in the eyes. End of the film. So much Luke and Rey could have said, but it's all said in the eyes. And so, yeah, just have him say, Rey, I know. And then maybe in Episode 9, she reveals at the end that she's known all along that he was her father, you know, and that she realised that at some point. Yeah, they could go down that way. But I feel like Luke might die in Episode 8. We'll still see him in Episode 9 as a Force Ghost, but at the same time, he might survive. And we might have, you know, a rosy, happy ending at the end of Episode 9 with Rey and Finn and Luke and Chewie and Poe and BB-8 all happy together, or we might not, you know. And that's another thing to think about. Are we going to have, you know, Finn or Poe die? You know, this is a different series, you know, a different trilogy. Are they going to follow the same model where the big three kind of hero characters don't die? You know, I feel like one of them could bite the dust. I don't think Rey will. Maybe she will. Maybe Rey is like the last Skywalker, and she brings balance to the Force at the end of Episode 9, and she dies, and that's the end of it. You know, the Skywalkers have had enough meddling with the universe. That could happen. That could be the grand kind of Shakespearean tragedy to the whole thing. But then again, it might not. It might not, you know. And I'm sure they're thinking about Episode 10, 11, and 12, and beyond. I mean, there's so many things, as I've already said, that they could do with the film. But yeah, that's just me waxing lyrical about what Episode 8 could hold for us. But yeah, suffice it to say, huge fan of Rian Johnson. You know, huge fan of, you know, people like Oscar Isaac and John Boyega and Daisy Ridley who are going to be in the film, and Mark Hamill, come on. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, you know. As long as they keep the quality up, which I'm sure they will. And that Facebook bell has probably given me a kind of a subtle kind of, come on, wrap it up, dude, wrap it up. So there it is. Let me know your thoughts about Episode 8, what you think will happen, what you think might happen, what you would like to see happen. I want to hear all your thoughts on Episode 8. Alright, I'm finishing up. and thank you for watching. Suppressed burp there. I'll see you in the next one.